Last week, a total of 72.1 trillion budget was released by the Minister of Finance, Honorable Matia Kasaija, at Koro Independence Grounds. Today, during the high-level post-budget dialogue, the Executive Director of Civil Society Budget Advocacy Group, Julius Mukunda, highlighted about the transparency and accountability in the budget, saying that there is still lack of adequate information and participation by the public.
We've been working so hard to make the budget more transparent in this country. And how are we faring? The recently released Open Budget Index survey shows that in terms of transparency, we are still at 58, at least we didn't go back to 57. No, I mean 59. I think that's a very good mark. One mark is very important. We are only missing 2 marks to provide adequate information to the public, and we hope we can do that.
Mukunda highlighted domestic resource mobilization as a means of funding the budget. However, Uganda's performance in this aspect is lacking when compared to its counterparts Kenya and Tanzania. Therefore, it is imperative to take action.
When it comes to domestic financing, how we are financing our budgets, we are finding that Kenya, with the biggest budget, still finances its budget. When I say it's financing, it means domestically financing. The amount of money it raises, it's domestically to finance the budget. It finances 83.5% of the entire budget before borrowing. Tanzania finances 70.1% of its budget before borrowing. And Uganda, we finance 44.3% of our budget. So that's something we need to learn and see how can we really improve our domestic resource mobilization.
He also provided some advice to the public in regards to planning and budgeting process of the country.
I think for me it's important that we will take seriously the way government collects and spends money by monitoring. Because as long as we stay in our houses and say we are government, I can tell you by the time you get out, you will not find anything. So it's quite very important that we use the platforms that have been put in place by government, because we've engaged government in so many ways.
Dr. Arthur Bayinomujisha, the Executive Director of ACODE, highlighted several obstacles that the budget for the financial year 2024-2025 may encounter, including climate change, debt servicing, and corruption. These challenges necessitate collaborative efforts to ensure seamless service delivery.
Our budget is financial year 2024-25 is 72.1 trillion Uganda shillings. But it faces a number of challenges that we need to work together to be able to roll back those challenges, to be able to improve service delivery, grow our economy, improve standards of living for our people. One of the challenges that are likely to affect our budget is climate change, which is real. And I'm happy also that NEMA has now finally gotten courage. It's like Munera and Peters of Brad, that finally Munera got courage to act.
Permanent Secretary Ministry and the Secretary to the Treasury in the Ministry of Finance, Ramadhan Gobi, who officiated the function, emphasized on how the financial year 2024-2025 budget will be financed through paying taxes, both internal and external borrowing.
Ourselves Ugandans, paying taxes, we get about 29 trillion from the taxes. We add on about 2.6 trillion for non-tax revenue. Then we borrow some money to add on that. How much are we going to borrow? We are going to borrow internally from the financial institutions about 8.9 trillion.
Gobi further adds that the government is strictly to focus on controlling borrowing, and it will only borrow funds to address substantial projects that are beyond its scope of handling.
So there is a strict control of borrowing, so that we can only borrow for those things we can pay for.
He also explained the priorities of the 2024-2025 budget, such as investing in people of Uganda in sectors of health, water and environment, education, wealth creation initiatives, road infrastructure, electricity and natural disaster management. He reassured Ugandans that there is no need to worry about the nation's debt, as it is considered sustainable. This confidence stems from the implementation of various measures, such as the active mobilization of additional revenue.
To re-echo the minister's voice that our debt is sustainable, will remain sustainable. We have no chance in Uganda of having an unsustainable debt because we know what we are doing.
Julius Muhomoza, Church of Uganda Family TV, News at 8.